Hey there everyone, so I'm trying to do another thing here, a little animation tutorial, but it will be fairly basic. I'm just a junior at animation, just doing it for 3 years, and 3D animation and 2D just 8 months right now, so I'll try my best, and yeah, let's start. So one of the things somebody asked me was to make a Walkcycle. This is actually the most basic thing, but also the hardest, because everyone knows how humans walk, and if it looks weird in your animation, people will instantly say it's not right. Even if they can't point out what isn't right, they will know, because that's something you see every day. So, best thing for Walkcycles, which I also do, is to use references. I've got this here out of the Animator's Survival Kit, which is a really nice book for 2D animation with a lot of basics and how it works, everything. I really like that book. You can see a lot of information here. I can't really tell what it all means, but I'll try. So, on 8s means, I think it's animated on 8s, where you have your contact poses on the 8 frame, which is 1, 9, 17. So, as it is said here, 3 steps per second. This means the person is walking normal, a bit faster. You can stretch it out to like 25 or shorten it to 12, and they will walk faster or slower. So you can play with the timing, but the most important things are already here. You can see you've got... where's my thing? There. You've got the contact pose here. Here. And here. Those two, the last and the first, are actually the same, so it will loop. And the one in the middle is the same thing, just with inverted. You've got your down positions here and here. Means this is a point where the character is at its lowest height when walking. The passing position, which is the middle, and up, of course, which is the highest point, so that you've got this kind of line always. Not really, but something like this, because that's how a person walks. You push yourself forward and fall down and try to catch yourself and keep doing this, and this is walking. So I'll be keeping this thing here. I'll be flipping this, because I actually like to animate into this direction. It's always good to practice everything in every direction, but I like it this way. It feels better for me. So, I'm trying to make this rough. You should always start out rough before going into too much detail. So I've got my contact position here, which is what I'm starting with. You can see the character is bent forward, legs stretched out. And this is the first thing I want to do too. So I'm doing, basically I can try to to at least. Something like this. I'm a bit nervous, but this is quite normal. So I'm doing. This is my leg. I want it here. Should both be more stretched out. This is the leg in the back, this is the leg in the front. And the arms are going, which I'm doing here, in the opposite way. So here would be this arm, and the other one would be somewhere here. This is the arm in the back. This is the arm in the front. It's a bit much bent forward. I can still go and transform it a bit. So I can do this. Not much, but always something. So it's not quite, as I said, it's hard to do a walk cycle properly, especially when I'm trying to show you. But maybe the leg is a bit too long. So this is a problem with 2D animation, to keep things the same length, not making it look all wobbly. Alright, this is my first frame, which is my contact position. So I'll be looking up. My next frame should be with bent legs. This leg, normally I just put it in here, make my onion skin. So my next should be something like this. So I'll be looking up. Where is my contact? Down, pass, up, contact. And I usually, when I block, I go in between. So I'm not starting with my down position right now. I'm starting with my pathing position, which I want to be this one here. And this is not all up, but not all down. So this will be somewhere here. My character going here. My leg stretched out. My arms here. This leg stretched, so I'm trying to. Best thing is to also have something where the character's going on. So you can have your orientation, you can make more of those lines to keep where your body is, where your head is and such. But it's quite okay when you have, for me at least, when I have my onion skinning here. So I'm having this here, and when I look, here's my leg before, here's the leg now. Going to have it here. As I said, this is really rough, very rough. And now I can see the next one will be my contact pose. So I'm simply going to duplicate my first frame, edit here, and make this one a bit clearer. So this is the back. And in this one, just sketching it away. This will be the front, and this will be the back. Yeah. And I just, for 2D, I haven't done this much Walkcycles, but this is what I do when I do Walkcycles. I make the first half when it looks okay. I copy it over and like delete the other things. So now I can go here and I see on 7. We're putting this on 6. Nah, I'm leaving it on 7, putting this one here so I have even spacing between those. This is a good thing, you can always go ahead and change the timing. So after this I'll be having my down pose, which will be this one now, where my weight is on this leg and my head slightly lower than before, because I'm putting my weight now down. I'm catching myself here. This is the part where I fall. Where is my knee? Always good to make something so you see where your knee is. So, and my leg is going to bend a bit more because this one, the back leg, will be going forward to give me a push. Something like this. But is still touching the ground a bit. Where are my arms going? This one will be here, I guess. And the one on the back somewhere here. Most of the time for me it's just feeling what feels right, what looks okay, and go ahead and try. So I have how to tell. You got this line here. I'll be making this on another layer with another color. I have this line here, and now because I'm catching myself, I'm trying to bend into this line. And you work always with those dynamic lines. This is another thing, making them makes it look, well, dynamic. So I've got my down pose, I've got my passing pose, and here I'll be adding my up pose. Am I right? Yes. And this one, where I've got my front leg all stretched out as soon as I know where my knee is. And here. So I've got my knee thingy going on here, putting it here. And my leg is starting or my feet are starting to push me up my whole leg, so I'm standing like this, and it's pushing me to the highest position. And I'm starting to straighten myself. My arm was here before, and I'll be doing him nearly close to the last one. And make this my back leg. And here my leg goes forward. And just going slightly. Not having a lot of space between my leg and the ground here, because that's how you walk. Yeah, you can see he does walk a bit. Looks a bit weird, but it's just a sketch. So now I can go here and start everything over again, or simply take and duplicate my things I did before. And because it's looping, reusing my first frame. Looking at the spacing, we are at 22 frames. If I got them all right. I forget one. Did I forget you? Yep. Okay, 25. Now I can go ahead so you can see this better. Redo those and make this one black here. Same with this here. Having my arm here black. These are a lot of messy lines. The cleaner you work, the better it is later. But now for demonstrations, this is really, really, really messy. But, as I said, it's a sketch. Helping me to do weird things. No, this is a black one. Yes, Walkcycle. He is very cartoony now. You can get for a slighter attempt to maybe leave him all straight if you want something more like gentleman-like, or bend him in the other direction if you want something more sloppy. Like this character is walking now really much like this most of the time. I'm having here a small bend like this, and straightening up, and again going like this, and more, and again. Yeah, something like this. But that's the basic. Now I could go ahead and start playing with the timing, like maybe he's too slow. I can go and put this on every second frame and not on every third. And now he's walking way faster. So when I have this, I can also go ahead and add in-betweens. But this is just more detailing now. When I go here, oops, this, and if my sketch wasn't so messy, I could see what I am doing here. Having my head go like this. It's always good to work in more layers, like I'm doing now everything on one layer and I'm getting a bit confused here. So very confused. Or just draw cleaner. Like I like to do this here. I'm losing myself. And again. So, what did I wanted to tell? Yeah, this is most detailing now if you want it to go even smoother. I mean, it works also like this on every second frame. But if you want a smooth one, you'll be adding in between. So I'm doing this now on 15 FPS again, because this feels good for me if I would sketch everything out here. What I wanted to say was, I've forgotten. Doing multiple layers, like I would have my leg that is in the back and my hand that is in the back on a separate layer. So I can really see where's my shoulder, how's my arm going, and going here, and have everything in a proper length, even if they are not visible. It's always good to animate as if you would see it. Like, you wouldn't get confused with the length. Like I can think, I'm not sure, maybe, well, it's here. This is way too long. It's more for anatomy. You animate everything, even if you know here's the box, you would still animate the whole person walking, because then you get a feeling for it and the audience will believe it's the character is really walking behind that box, and not like you're just have drawn the upper body. Of course, for really close-ups you may want to not do this, but I would recommend for practicing purpose, even if you have a character walking behind something, do the whole thing. You will see it will look better, it will look believable, and always use references. I wouldn't have got this so quickly done if I haven't used these references from the Animator Survival Kit, and they really help. There's also one with arms. I haven't got this one here, but that's basically it. This is really rough. If I want to always flip your images, this is the best thing to see if something looks off, because if it looks weird when you flip it, you might have done something wrong. So I won't finish this now, or maybe I will. Yeah, I'll be doing it fast forward. Yeah, that's a more polished walk. And it didn't took this long. I mean, this left arm, the front arm, is still a bit, not as I wanted to, but personality, you can bring personality really if the person swings his arms really much. Like, this is quite a normal walk now. Okay, he's going very much here, this one, the head goes very much front and back. And the whole upper body. I can show you. This was my first walk cycle I drew, as you can see, in comparison to this thing I've sketched now. Both are walking really, really different. Like, this one is was my interpretation of Gaster from Undertale. He's really straight. I wanted to put more attention to the lower area, his hips, going more like a model, evil scientist, Saiyan. And having this glitchy feeling of him. His head wobbles a bit too much, but as I said, this was my first walk cycle I 2D animated, and you can see the knees are getting shorter and his legs are stretching. I mean, in the end, it was a cool effect because, well, it wasn't planned like this, but it still looked like a glitchy, wobbly Gaster. So, yeah. But now, with a bit more experience and proper references, you can see this one looks, well, more dynamic. I could rework him a bit more like I wanted to and make all those mistakes a bit unmistaken. But yeah. So I hope this helped. I will see if I can do another tutorial, because I still have something here which, well, Walkcycle was something someone asked for, and this really is it's the most basic but also the most difficult thing to get this right. Another thing was from sketch to final. Well, this is a sketch now. Maybe I could do the final version of it, or maybe one of my own characters. If you really want to see how I finalize this, but I think I'll have to speed it up at some parts, because finalizing something is taking a lot of time. I mean, I have the sketch now, this went quite fast. Now I have to over-sketch it again with my character design. Then finally make the line art, put in the colors, which I have to do an extra animation thing also for the colors, because animating colors is the same as animating, well, the lines. And then maybe a shadow layer and maybe effects which come on top. So, yeah, if you want to see more, I could try, if I find the time, to do more. And I've got a question. What are things you've learned that school didn't teach you, like the wisdom you've gained by doing it for a while? Well, school might teach you a lot. Depends on which school you go, if the teachers have experience and stuff. For me, I did learn the basic, but you can find the basics everywhere on the internet. So it's good to have the school, to have help from the teachers, but I really, really learned way more in my internship at a games company than I have learned in those 3 years of school I went. And I learned a lot. It's not only animating, because this animating comes with time. You watch how people move, at best you do it at home also with I have a mirror right in front of me to see maybe facial expressions when I have to animate someone talking in 3D or 2D. This really helps because I really can get my poses out properly. As I said, references is the key. Without references, and if you do it from head, if you're good at it, it's good. But you might still want to rely on references to get it even better. So for a beginner, I am a beginner, I say so, I have to use references to make these things look good, to make them believable. I do a lot from my head, and it's not looking it's not looking correct, but I try to mix it up. Lots of things I have in my head and lots of things from references. So through these 3 years I'm working at the games company I am, I've learned a lot because we animators always talk and always also show other people around us. So we get a lot of feedback, and it's important to get a lot of feedback so you can improve. If nobody tells you, this looks weird, or if you can't accept feedback from anyone else, you won't get better. So if you're telling me, this guy looks really wobbly, you could make the head go lower or something, make the legs not so stretchy, I will accept it if I do it. This is another thing, but I have heard your criticism. I will look over it maybe and then a few hours later and see with a clearer mind what have I done wrong, what can I do better. And if I get feedback, I can do it better. I have got a lot of feedback for camera movement, for character movement when we've done cutscenes, and I really hated camera movement and positioning and this whole composition things, and now I feel I am way better at this, and I try to use this knowledge and make new things, make better camera angles, better compositions and all of this. Also with the movement, if I used to make a lot of movement really smooth and clear, going with my motion trails, you call them, to have a really smooth feeling. But sometimes it's good to, throw a bit dirt in there to maybe have the hand not go really smoothly, but make it shake or do something unexpected in there. And a lot of times it's the unexpected things or things that I didn't plan but just happened, which look really good, which make the animation look believable. So working in a company, making an internship really helped when you've got people who are willing to help, to give you honest critic, and help you. You should not be sad if you get critic if someone says this looks not good, but be happy if they say it looks not good, so you can do this and this and this better. And maybe you might need a lot of tries, but it will be worth it in the end, because you've learned, you know what mistakes you did. In the end it's more practice, experience and practice. So yeah, I hope this answered the question. I was talking really long, I'm sorry for this, but it's a really big thing to talk about. I hope you liked it. If you want to see more, just write in the comments, and I'll see you next time, maybe.